Jack. All right. You got this stuff?
Yeah. All cleaned in oil.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on.
Who are these guys?
It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Hot damn, it's time to get down to the jam. It's time to get down, it's time to get down, it's time to get down to the jam. I said it's time to get down to the knowledge, gonna get on down with the know. On the morning coffee show, on morning coffee with Keith, here on Pop Culture Minefield.
Excuse me, can I get a cup of coffee? Black?
Can't you see we talking?
White?
Good morning, everyone. Excuse me. Wow. Well, I gotta say, a lot of things happened since last week. and oh my goodness. You know, Martin, I remember saying to you last week how much I was looking forward to CinemaCon. And that we could definitely do this as a topic for the show. And, you know, I was thinking it was just going to have just a few things we could talk about. There's quite a few things coming that have come out of CinemaCon that we can definitely talk about. That a lot of people should be, you know, should have always, hey, Anima. Yeah, I know. It was either that or I was just going to stand in front of the computer. Because this time I broke my chair.
Oh.
Yeah.
A lot of that happening around here.
I mean, you know, I sit down and next thing you know, I'm kissing floor. So it's like, that's not cool.
No.
And I'd rather not stand doing the show. So see, stuff like this never happens to Valiant Renegade. So anyway, I remember saying, you know, how much I was looking forward to this year's event, and some of the announcements. And I have to say, there's a few things that have been announced that wasn't even close to being on the radar for me. And now I'm just like, okay, I'm excited, you know. Thank you, Anima. I didn't exactly kill the chair, but yeah, it does mean the same thing. Oh, Real Popcorn Geek just gets right in there. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I just think that I think really any fan is going to be really excited about what's coming, and I think it's safe to say that there's definitely going to be something that everybody's going to really have an opportunity to see something in the theaters over the course of these next few months, over the course of this year, really, that you're going to want to see. So let's just jump right in. So okay, Real Pop. Yes. I'll get to that. Look, my personal feeling on it is I wasn't expecting anything at all, because they were, they had a plan that they were following, and they're still sticking to that plan. So I give them credit for doing that. Anyway, so as many of you out there may or may not know, CinemaCon is the annual convention for the movie theater industry and the people that actually own theaters. Okay. It has become kind of like the theater owners' version of, really San Diego Comic-Con. And it's a place where everything that theater owners would want to discuss comes up. Panels, but also an opportunity for many of the studios that supply a lot of the material that these theaters need to run. We'll have some things to say and try to get these theater owners pretty excited for a lot of the content they have coming. And sometimes, sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's not so good, but it is what it is. And this is how your local theaters or the theaters near you in your town or city well, hello, Penny, the lovely Penny, everybody. But yeah, this is an event that I think when Gary and I started doing this, I said I've always wanted to go to this because it's not that easy to get into. In fact, I think tickets to go are very expensive. So this is not like attending a regular pop culture convention. This is definitely something where you're going to have some money just to get the 3-day access to the event in Vegas. So I think this year's event is being held at the Caesars Palace and started on the 31st and goes until really today. So there'll be a few announcements probably after we've already finished talking about it today. There'll still be some announcements they're going to have. So keep your eyes and ears open. But anyway, let me just see the Bat Channel, the theater circuits all showcase some new cinema tech or equipment they will implement. Yes. In fact, if I remember correctly, CinemaCon was actually originally known as Show West. And Show West was that big event that was just freaking amazing, So let me just rewind everything back to day one. And that was Sony Pictures Entertainment. And that was the day that we found out the new Spider-Man film. The name of that film is going to be called Spider-Man Brand New Day. And that's actually based on, it's taken from the comics, and it's actually based on a not too popular storyline that was in the immediate aftermath of probably the one storyline that every Spider-Man fan absolutely hates. And I do mean absolutely hates. In fact, I would have to say that it's worse than what was done to Doctor Who or Star Trek or even Star Wars. How much that storyline is really something that Spider-Man fans hate. So to pick that as a title is something. So what were you saying, Martin?
I'm surprised at the level of hatred.
Oh, but
Because
this is the thing about
wait,
book fans.
you say the Spider-Man fan hate that more than the Star Wars fan. We hate the Disney approach. Wow,
Yeah, it's
that's pure hate.
Here's what really makes it bad on this level. You have what is known as the completist. Okay, you have the occasional comic book fans, meaning you go out and you'll occasionally buy comics, versus people who are just straight up completist, meaning that they get every single issue of every title that they're interested in. Even when it sucks, they will buy it.
Because they have to.
They have to because they're completists. There are, and more often than not, I have run into more completists that are Spider-Man fans, meaning some of them have been collecting uninterrupted for decades. So, yeah, they have, as far as they're concerned, they're still in the middle of HE double hockey sticks right now, story-wise. And I can't say that I blame them, you know. Sentinel Ranger Donnie. Hey, how's it going? Okay.
Yes. Well,
yeah.
she says this.
Let's see. Good morning. Let's see. Pop Culture Minefield. Good morning, Keith, Martin, and all, and happy Super Sentai month. Hope everyone is well, despite the passings of Richard Chamberlain and Val Kilmer. Yeah, the latest celebrities to go down in the year 2025. It's unfortunate. There's a lot of people passing. Let's see. Also, happy National Film Score Day. Yes. And here's a question for a lot of you out there, something to consider. Who is your favorite composer? Film score composer?
Wow.
Yeah.
I have 4.
Oh, you've got 4, but you can't take it down to 1. You got to go down to 4.
I don't know. Because you know how Tom says that his favorite movies, his number one changes always in between 2 according to the day. Well, according to which one movie I have most recently watched, number 1 would fluctuate between of course John Williams and Ennio Morricone.
Cool.
Then,
those are good.
Then we have, okay, and here's the second. Here's the one in which everybody here in Pop Culture Minefield is not going to agree with me, but I don't care. Then it's Hans Zimmer.
Okay.
Then Basil Polidoris. Oh, there are 5, but I just forgot the name of the 5th. Forgive me, I'm old. But, well, that should give you an idea. I like big, bombastic, operatic movies, soundtracks.
Well, if you ever get a chance to visit us here in where we live, where Gary and I live, hopefully eventually we can get you to Kansas City, because that's where Basil Polidoris is from.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I thought he was Greek with that name.
Yeah, he is Greek. Well, you didn't know? I mean, when you look up
No, no,
someone's biography, you look at where they're born, you know?
no. And I rarely do that. I
Oh,
just
well,
enjoy
I mean,
I
there's a,
content myself with enjoying the fruits of their works.
yeah, it's look, I will tell everybody. You've heard of St. Joseph, Missouri, okay? Which was um just north of Kansas City, Missouri. Uh that
Whoa,
particular
whoa, wait. Hello, Kingsport man. Have
hey,
I missed you? And that's a good one too.
Danny Elfman, yes. Um for
I
me
think
it's
the
Jerry.
problem I think the problem with Danny Elfman, of some people with Danny Elfman, is sometimes I think, and it's just my opinion, that he gets picked to make the score for music for movies that do not completely work with his style, and then the knee-jerk reaction is, oh, his music is bad. No, no, no. His music is not bad. His style does not blend well with what is on screen. That's different.
Mhm. Well,
But it's personal, completely personal.
for me, it really does depend on sometimes the day. But as of today, right now, gun to my head, if I had to pick one, it'd be Jerry Goldsmith.
That's the one. That's the one that I forgot the name. Yes.
Because between Jerry Goldsmith and John Williams, the two of those guys, um, first of all, work real hard in Hollywood. Goldsmith, of course, being the legend and all of the film scores that he did, all of the TV scores that he did. And of course, John Williams with Hello, Mr. Carroll. Hello to you, my friend. Um, and of course, uh, uh, when you have someone like John Williams and all of what he did, uh, I think those two for me are just amazing. Uh, and really, in a weird sort of way, the two of them just they've affected a majority of the things that I've seen that I've come to love, both in terms of film and television, with what they were able to do in music. So that's always been my thing about the two of them. Uh, it's hard to get better than that, and I know I can come up with other, you know, composers. Sentai actually hit it right. John Barry. It's hard to come up with somebody even. I mean, John Barry. I when he passed, it I felt that. You know, his music, just with the James Bond stuff alone, he pretty much is right up there in my Mount Rushmore of great film composers. Uh, and I have to again say that out of all the music that, out of all the scores, the complete scores that he put together for every James Bond film he worked on, I still think that the work he did for the Living Daylights is probably the best stuff complete from beginning to end. It's the best stuff he's ever put together. Um, Despite his working relationship with the band Aha, which did not go so well. Uh, he and that
But
band had a disagreement. So
well, but they gave us the best musical video ever.
It was a good video. It was a very good video, and it's
It's the
something
best
that I'm
ever.
definitely. I'm still asking what, now that Amazon has taken over the rights to Bond, if they're going to be able to ever use the Bond stage again in England, but that's just a side thing. It's neither here nor there. So that's just a me question. But I will say this, going back to John Williams and Jerry Goldsmith, because of those two, that's how we got Alexander Courage, who ended up creating the theme to Star Trek. That's really how he got the job. Alexander Courage actually worked for Jerry Goldsmith and John Williams. He was the guy who would actually be conducting for a lot of the music that they would compose. And when both of them turned down the opportunity to create the theme to Gene Roddenberry's new science fiction television series, basically Alexander Courage got it because nobody else wanted to do it. And he wrote this famous song, then turned right around, did musical cues. I think he did 1 or 2 or 3 musical cues. Overall, he did very little work outside of that, and then went right back to work working for Jerry Goldsmith and John Williams. And he continued to work with both of them, I think, until he passed. And there are just so many composers that are just really good. John Williams, yeah, he raised an entire generation. And Lukeman's, yes, he is also, yes. Yeah, oh, wow. But and about I have a lot of respect to those guys. To me, as a group, they, as far as music videos go, they were to music videos what David Bowie was to really fashion and music. They continue to create videos that are amazing. I don't know if everybody likes the music that they make overall. Although outside the United States, they're still huge. In the United States, I don't know. They've had a combination of just bad luck and bad choices. Bad luck and bad timing, really. Yeah, they are just a very fascinating group. And again, if you're one of those people that lost track of them after the 80s and you like what you heard, I envy you, because there are a lot of albums for you to listen to now. They have an entire catalog's worth of stuff that is just incredible. And if you go to YouTube, you can actually watch some of their concerts stuff. I think some of the most recent stuff done within the last 2 years, combining their music with technology. Some of their virtual concerts and stuff like that. 3D surround sound type stuff. It's amazing stuff. Anyway, and they made a movie too. That's the other thing. They had a movie come out last year that not many people knew about. But Anyway, Cam's Crash Course says, "Hi everyone, Keith Martin. Let's see, just delivered Silver Surfer. Oh, and the Essential Omnibus 1 to 18 Lee Buscema. Oh yeah. Okay. Congratulations. Okay, so let me at least get back to talking about CinemaCon. So, let's see, where did I leave off? I was talking about Spider-Man. Okay, still at the beginning here. Spider-Man, brand new day, and I gotta say, first of all, I'm glad Tom Holland is back. It definitely looks like he will not be a part of Doomsday. Although some are still predicting that he might be a part of Secret Wars, which again has me kind of excited. And can I just ask, did anybody here sit through the full 5-hour Marvel announcement that they had
What?
for the cast of for the cast of
5
Doomsday?
hours?
That's how long it took to do all that stuff with the chairs. 5.5
Holy
hours.
shit. I understood that it were 2, but 5?
5.
Oh. They are laundering money.
Yeah, somebody definitely got paid to do that. You know, to sit there all that time, look at all these names in the back of chairs, and then to end it all at the very, very end with RDJ in a chair with his back to you initially. And then he gets out of the chair and turns to face you. And it's just like, dude, I like RDJ a lot, but that was not worth no 5.5 hours. And for all the names they announced, that was not worth no 5.5 hours. I'm sorry. Just seeing all these names really, in my opinion, kind of makes Doomsday, outside of RDJ, kind of makes Doomsday one of those take it or leave it type events. You know, so anyway, anyway, after the cliffhanger of Spider-Man No Way Home, it's this brand new day is kind of giving hints of a kind of a soft reboot for everything. And I just think that this is definitely going to be an opportunity to try to make it's going to try to make the MCU Spider-Man more like the Spider-Man from the comics. Because let me just say this. I liked Zendaya, but Zendaya's character doesn't match or doesn't go with this version of Spider-Man. Her character is actually a character from the Miles Morales comics. So her character is actually years younger than even Peter Parker. She was cast because Sony didn't want to give up all of the Spider-Man related characters and stuff to Marvel Studios. So they went out of their way to make sure that they didn't hire an actress who looked like MJ from the comics. They instead went with Zendaya, and even at least with that first film that they did with Tom Holland, they made her look exactly like the character straight out of Miles Morales' comics. Now, in the comics, her name is not Michelle. It's not Michelle Jones. She goes by a different name. Just like the actor who they have playing Ned, also opposite Tom Holland, is a character. He is made to resemble a character who is out of, again, Miles Morales comics. Miles Morales' roommate from school. So my hope for this film is that they bring it more in line with what the comics have. And so the whole rumor about, or at least the discussion about the young actress from Stranger Things being in this film, that's the reason why you got a lot of people that are kind of excited that she could probably be MJ, the real MJ. We don't know. Only Sony knows for sure. They seem to be holding all the cards when it comes to this. All I can say is I really do hope this is going to be kind of cool. I really hope it's going to be good. Let's see. Let's see. Tom Baker. Oh, it's in the middle of a question from Tom Baker. Let's see. Okay. Can't find the beginning of what Tom was asking.
No. I think there's the question is just as it is.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Tom Baker asks, maybe I'll finally get an answer to my question. Does Spielberg still have the same power and influence? Is he still a big player in Hollywood? Thank you for answering. At this point, your guess is as good as mine. At this point, I want to say yes. I look at it this way. Spielberg's actually got real talent and an eye for doing things. If the recent discussions that have been going around, rumors about what's being discussed, I know that this was also brought up during CinemaCon about the studios wanting to make quote unquote cheaper movies, meaning stop spending $150 million to make each individual film, get back to making films for 20, 30, $50 million. That could have a big effect on everything in a positive way. You know, I think if that happens, Spielberg's one of the few filmmakers that could do that. I think he could make movies for that price, and still they would be good. Let's see. Let's see. Cam Keith, thanks, my friend. Oh, Tom. Okay, Cam Tom Baker. Good question. I've been wondering the same. Does he still have the magic? I think it really depends on the project. Okay. Personally, he still owes us another 10-10 movie. He and Peter Jackson both still owe us another 10-10 movie. So, you know, and I'm not sure if he's gonna direct the sequel to Ready Player One. I can't think of, well, I could think of one person who could replace Spielberg on the sequel, and that would probably be Peter Jackson himself. It'd be different than a lot of other projects he's put together. But yeah, I still believe Spielberg has the power to do pretty much whatever he wants, you know, and if he can do it for under $100 million, that's going to give him even more power. You know, I'm just not sure what these studios are going to do about their marketing departments, marketing and PR. To me, those are the sections that are out of control. So, yeah, that's just a personal feeling on my part. Let's see. See, the Bat Channel, they also showed a quick sizzle reel of footage for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Yes, I was going to get to that. We're finally going to get this third movie, which I think should have been out last year, if I remember correctly. All I can say is, yeah, about time. You know, these are good films, really good films. Let's see. Let's jump down here. Shinowski says Spielberg isn't even Spielberg anymore. Let's see. Real Popcorn Geek then says Spielberg gave, I'm assuming that's meant to be us instead of is, the Zeg.
Yes.
So, yes, still powerful.
I don't know what the Zeg is, but man, West Side Story was a.
Well, you know, here my thing with that was I wasn't expecting him to try to do not so much a shot-for-shot remake, but he tried to really go with what the film version of West Side Story was.
How did
I like the fact that it's a period piece. Say what?
How did that work out?
Not as well, but not as bad as a lot of her recent stuff. And again, it's West Side Story, you know.
Yeah, but man, once you have made a name for yourself on whatever field, subpar becomes atrocious.
Well, that's
everything will be compared to your best work.
Here's my thing about that, and I know some of you here might. I know some of you know this. I think a lot of you here don't. But in case you did not know, my theory on it goes a little something like this. The only reason why we got that was because Spielberg ended up getting freed up from making the latest Indiana Jones film. I think it became apparent that Kathleen and her people were going to run roughshod over everything, and that what Spielberg was trying to do was never going to be accepted by Kathleen Kennedy and her people. And so he called it. I think the article that came out where this was just after uh, uh, Dial of Destiny came out, and let's see, they had an article that discussed the history of that film, how it got greenlit, and all of the work into it. And I think it was an interview with Karen Allen who spilled the beans, which was Spielberg had been working on this film script for quite a while. They had been developing all of it, and that both she and Harrison had been put in the loop as Spielberg and the people he'd been working with were developing the movie. So Harrison Ford and Karen Allen were pretty much not only informed, but I think in a certain respect, I think Spielberg was also getting a little of their input also. And that one day, Karen, as it was explained in the article, she said that one day Steven called her up and said he's no longer working on the project. And that the project had a new director and thus was going to have a new script. So, what was Steven Spielberg's original idea for Indiana Jones? Now, there have been hints, there have been rumors, but nothing definitive. That said, based on what I've heard, it was a hell of a lot better than the film they ended up making, of course. So yeah, if you doubt Spielberg's ability, look no further than the jumbled mess that Dial of Destiny was. Which yeah, I can't stand that movie. Anyway,
Well, you have a soulmate on that in the bad channel.
yeah, I know, but it's the curse of Kathleen. You know, it's. I think that move alone just proves that Kathleen doesn't know what she's doing. You know, she could have. That entire film was just wrong, and at least Spielberg can feel good about the fact that he was not responsible for that film in any way. So Spielberg, I think, could still get it done because I enjoyed Ready Player One, and yeah, I enjoyed Ready Player One. So if Spielberg really wants to do the sequel, I'm here for it. So
Okay.
Anyway,
Here starts my fight with the whole world. Ready Player One was a monstrosity of CGI numbing to numb your mind to the fact that it was a very, very miserable adaptation of an okay book. So, yes, my theory is when you see screens full of effects and explosion and spectacle, is because there is no material. There is nothing to sink your teeth in, and that was that movie. Oh, look, there's Gundam. Oh, look, there's G.I. Joe. Look, there's that. But the story wasn't there. In the book, the story, there's a story, but the book is full of Deus Ex Machina. In the movie, the story is a pale facsimile of what
Yeah.
it could have been. It's like Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is all spectacle, none of content. I'm sorry, I've been saying that since I saw the movie and then read the book, and then they robbed us. So I don't care for Ready Player One. They can do with that whatever they want.
Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting a 1-for-1 translation.
No,
Uh,
but use the story. There's so much story in that book, but because the book suffers from the Deus Ex Machina thing, but there are interesting things said in that book that here are overlooked in all. I don't know. It's a social critique book that was taken to the screen as just action, and that's it.
Hmm.
That's bullshit.
Hmm.
Same thing that with the
Okay.
Electric State. The Electric State destroyed that book. That movie destroyed that book. That movie should be banned.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, I sit corrected. Let's see, Cam says, I love the original West Side, but I didn't even bother with the new one. The word of mouth was so bad. Why torture myself? Yeah, that's also what I thought of Cats, too. I mean,
Oh, but I need to have Cats, the butthole version.
oh, geez.
You have to have that one. Not to watch it, but say that when you show it to a friend, there it is, and they say, "Have you seen it?" Oh God, no, but there it is.
Oh, wow. Well, let's see. The next thing they did after Spider-Man was the Karate Kid Legends trailer. And let me just ask everybody in here, just this is a yes or no question. Is anybody here actually excited about the new Karate Kid movie?
A little, yes, a little.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the franchise. What can I say? It's my fandom talking.
Hmm. Okay, hold on. JP is a masterpiece, man. Oh, Jurassic Park, yes.
Yeah, read the books, and then your mind will change instantly.
Yeah, it's
That,
kind of
that
like what I say about the the movie MASH in comparison to the television series. Uh, After reading the book, the television series disappointed me a lot because they had to make way too many compromises to get that thing on air. And
Hey, we have Polly. Polly, good morning,
hey,
my friend.
but overall, I mean, I'm waiting for someone to basically approach Amazon about doing that. They could even make it an Amazon exclusive. If you take the events of the book and turn it into a 3 to 4 episode uh, tiny miniseries, and then do the following year the next book in the series, and just do it like that, that would work out better. I just didn't appreciate having so many of their really cool, fun characters get sacrificed in order to allow the show to be able to be seen and be carried in the southern states. And again, the show was very liberal for its time. but I didn't really appreciate how they sold out both the book and the movie in order to get the television series made. And as much as I like Alan Alda, you know, he really is playing his version of playing Hawkeye is in actuality, according to the book, he's actually playing Trapper John. So, but hey, I'm gonna leave that up to many of you, those of you out there who have never read the book, and if all you know is the television series, yeah. All I can say is when you get to Duke's dark secret and what happens after his dark secret is learned, yeah. Anyway, let's see. So they have the trailer for Karate Kid Legends trailer, and that's something that they showed right after Spider-Man. And for this one, you've got a really good cast. It can be, this could be fun, but I don't know. Jackie Chan, Ralph Macchio, come on. The question is, can they rekindle that magic and bring people into the movie theaters to watch this? My thought on it is this: as long as it's not dumb, I think there's going to be an audience for it. That's just me. So then, let's see. I think let's see. There's a film called A Big Beautiful Journey, and it stars Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell. And I think that film is yeah, you're right, Bat Channel. It will be interesting to see. Big Beautiful Journey is definitely going to be one of those that is, I think it's definitely going to find its audience. And Colin Farrell is just the man. Can we at least admit that? This guy has incredible talent, and putting him opposite Margot Robbie, you know this is definitely going to be something worth your time if you decide to go to the theater and see it. And again, I think you can find that trailer on YouTube. And then they went ahead and announced another Resident Evil movie. And let's see. Beyond the Spider-Verse. And trailer for 28 Days Later. And then let's see, Paul Rudd and Jack Black on the set of Anaconda. They weren't able to be in Vegas. And yeah, that was it. That was it from that particular presentation. So you got a few things here. Overall, though, I have to say that Spider-Man's got me kind of excited, even with everything that I said. Then again, it's hard not to be a Spider-Man fan. Will they be able to get everything fixed, though? I don't know. With Sony still doing what they're doing, I still think they have plans for Spider-Man. And yeah, yeah. Anyway, that was day one. Day two is let's see, for day two was hold on, Sentai Roger Donnie says my number one Batman movie is the one from 1989. Also, my number two superhero movie of all time, between Superman the movie from 78 at number one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie from 95 at number 3. Anyway, so that gets us to day two at CinemaCon. And on this day, they went ahead and had the big Lionsgate presentation. John Wick and let's see, Paul Feig had a new thriller, which was starring Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried, which, again, the two of them, and wow. And then Hurry Up Tomorrow, which is a film starring Jenna Ortega, and The Weeknd. And The Weeknd actually showed up at CinemaCon and basically had a mini concert while there. Let's see. So, look, from Lionsgate, their big thing, and people, if you've noticed in the chat, have already talked about this, they are going to have a full-on John Wick universe, starting with the Ballerina. Where this movie starts from with her character is during the events of John Wick 3. At least that's what I heard. Again, unless you're actually physically there, it's not possible to understand, to have seen every single thing that have gone on. So, but I think that oh yeah, Cam says she heard that about a Sly biopic. The story around Rocky getting made is pretty amazing. Interesting. It's pretty interesting. To me, that should have just been something that they had made a maxi series. That would have been something. And I agree with you, Penny. Yeah, the Ballerina trailer looks, yeah. Love it. Love the character. Yes, it is. During chapter 3 and in between 3 and 4. Let's see. So it's Ana de Armas, who again was one of the few really big bright spots of the James Bond film No Time to Die. Her segment in that film was fantastic. Yeah, just fantastic. Anyway, Anna de Armas plays the character who is going to be known as the Ballerina. And there is a trailer out right now. So if you go to YouTube, you can check it out. But basically, they are building a John Wick universe. So once the Ballerina portion of the presentation was over, they went straight into how do I put this? It's going to be a really cool film. If you are a fan of John Wick, you are probably going to love the Ballerina. Okay. The other thing that was revealed is that they're going to have an animated John Wick movie. This one will be a prequel to the very first film, John Wick, and will go over John Wick's life back when he was the Baba Yaga, and will detail everything that happened between that point of time when he was the Baba Yaga and yeah, I think it's going to be really cool and animated. Wow. And then to really make things interesting, Chad Stahelski and Keanu Reeves both will be back for John Wick 5. So far, I can definitely say I have not been disappointed in any of the John Wick films. I'm not saying they're all of the same quality, but I've never truly been disappointed by any of the films. So
Hello.
hello.
No, we have
Sorry. No, my screen froze for a moment. Just like, oh my gosh. Anyway, it's got my notes on there. So I'll have to circumvent this. And let me just go out of here. Okay. So Anna de Armas talked about how she had trained for 4 to 5 hours a day. Again, after what she did in No Time to Die, I'm surprised she wasn't flooded with other offers to do other films. And at this point, I'm surprised they just didn't approach her about replacing Angelina Jolie in Salt 2. That's how good of a job she did. See, Real Popcorn Geek says the only downside to Lionsgate was no Highlander update. I totally get that. I was jonesing to hear something about Highlander, but I'm also willing to give them time. I'll give them just a little more time on this. So, John Wick Chapter 5, it's right now in active development. The final bit of news is that Donnie Yen is coming back with a spinoff of his character Kane, who you saw in John Wick 4. And he made sure that everybody understood that this is going to be a Hong Kong action style film.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah. So
this is going to be the Chinese Satoichi.
yeah, I mean it's definitely going to be something that you can watch. I think it's going to follow what the story was in the fourth film. Which I'm looking forward to because it's Donnie Yen. You know, how can you not be excited about Donnie Yen? And yes, yes, you're right. He will also be directed.
We have Sax in the chat, which means I have to do this.
Hey, fuck you, Kyle.
Wow.
But
And that's
see, I wouldn't do anything that upset Sax. I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
And let's see, Paul Feig's new movie is called The Housemaid. From the description, this is definitely going to be a thriller. And yeah. Just look, I got to admit, both these ladies look fine. So for them to be in a thriller together, they definitely sold me a ticket. So,
Hey, real popcorn, dude, do not play with my feelings. if this is not true, I'm gonna suffer because
Chow Yun Fat.
I mean,
well,
Chow Yun Fat and Donnie Yen together, wow.
One can only imagine what Donnie Yen's going to do with this. So, anyway, so that pretty much was the Lionsgate presentation. Then later on, they ended up having the Warner Brothers presentation. And I got to say, I had no idea that this film was coming. So to hear about it has got me very excited. And that's Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride.
Mm-hmm.
That just looks freaking fantastic based on how I've heard it described. I cannot wait until the trailer is released. It's
slated for next year. I see in Internet Movie Database.
Jesse Buckley and Christian Bale, and it's a new take on a classic story. And I've heard it described as sort of like a really cool but monstrous version of Bonnie and Clyde meets Wild at Heart. I'm here for it. I'm a big Frankenstein fan, so I'm here for this. And wow is all I can say. And then they went into Final Destination Bloodlines. And they ended up showing an extended sequence from that movie, which really seemed to impress the crowd. That one will be out, let's see, May 16th. So I heard that if you are a fan of the Final Destination films, they have come up with something to really get you back and to anticipate something really kind of good with this. So all you Final Destination fans, here you go. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolfman. Ooh, ooh, that was a tough one. Damn. I'm using that name for that title for the movie. Ooh, ooh.
It, you know, my whole thing at this point, looking back over all of this stuff from Lionsgate, I have to admit the Donnie Yen announcement caught me off guard. I was not expecting that, but I'm very excited about that overall. The John Wick animated film, I'm really excited. It's going to really depend on the art that they have for it. The art style is going to be, but who am I kidding? I'm going to watch it. You know. Uh, so yeah, and about Warner Brothers, Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride, as I said before. Man, I mean, I'm just flabbergasted. I was not expecting this, but I'm here for it. So got all that out of the way so we could discuss Peter Safran and James Gunn and Superman. And basically, to quote my other twin brother, Robert Meyer Burnett, for those that have seen the trailer and think you know what's going to happen, or think you've seen everything or a good portion of everything, you haven't. Wow. All I can say is this. Based on what I heard described, what they watched at CinemaCon was, I think, a preview. I think it was a 10-minute preview of the beginning of the film. And that it actually, at least the preview that they watched, began just how the trailer did, with Superman falling out of the sky and calling Crypto. But based on what I have heard, you didn't see everything related to Crypto for that scene with him and Superman in the snow. And then what it leads to after that, when they get to the Fortress of Solitude and the new way that they decided to design the Fortress of Solitude. Let's just say a lot of us OG Superman fans who've been waiting for at least a version of the Fortress of Solitude that doesn't, yeah. Anyway, it'll be fun. It'll be good. I have a lot of faith in James Gunn, because one way or another, I mean, either this thing's going to be big, or Zaslav's going to get really pissed and just really bring everything to an end. So I think that's the way it goes. Real popcorn geek, Superman didn't do any Superman things. Again, I've yet to. Anyway, come on. Come on.
What?
No, not you, my screen. It's kind of hard to do this. It's just like, oh, geez. Okay. Anyway, look, I can speak for myself when I say that I truly have been looking forward to this ever since it was announced. I followed uh, the filming of this movie, and when they were on location, I got really into it. I like the look of this cast, and I think this film has a real shot at being something special. But again, we've got James Gunn doing it, and I think he can pull this off. And as I've said before, really, it's just going to be. This is going to be the summer of Crypto versus Herbie. That's really what it's going to come down to for me. And I think Crypto.
Well, that's a given battle then. So it's Crypto.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I never liked Harvey. Never. I remember the first time I saw the first episode I saw of that animated series. I said, "Where is the torch and who is this toaster?"
Yeah.
Nah,
I was not a fan. I was never a fan of Herbie. And again, because he came from the animated series and was invented specifically to cover up for the fact that they temporarily lost the rights to the Human Torch. Yeah. Yeah.
so well,
Well,
yes, they are using the freaking robot, but at least we have a proper Human Torch in the movie.
yeah. Well, and that's good. It's good. I totally understand Real Popcorn Geek, but
Yes,
I
me
also
too.
understand. I also understand though that it is difficult to get the kinds of performances that you want out of a dog like that. It takes a
I don't
long
know. We
time to
have
train.
been doing that for decades.
Yeah, but I mean, this is one of those instances where I can.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I
nah,
still like Crypto. I'm still like, and I'm a homer for it.
I like Crypto, but not this Crypto. First, it's a wrong breed. I will die on
Mhm.
that hill, and they shouldn't have used a CGI dog. I'm sorry. I'm not. I may enjoy the character when I finally watch the movie, but I'm still gonna say, but they should have used a real dog, at least. Not to mention the breed. Crypto should have been an English Bull Terrier, a dog that is pure muscle. Which is what will happen to a Kryptonian dog on Earth. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Hmm. Well,
Wait. We have a question here that you are the best person to answer to.
oh,
What do you think
okay.
of the Green
Oh, some
Lantern
Tom Baker. Yeah,
2011?
2011 movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, well, it was a missed opportunity. You know,
Yes.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. The people who they had writing that movie, I don't know what they were doing,
Mm,
but it definitely feels and seems like a film that was made by committee.
indeed. I mean,
I
to me, was a big mistake. Use parallax in the first film, and especially the way they did it.
Yeah, but and that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't think they should have had parallax in that film. I think what they should have done
Right?
was stick to the whole Green Lantern concept and just show, first of all, what it was like to have that kind of responsibility, and had Hal spend more time with the other lanterns and establish the story and the connection uh, uh, between Hal, Abin Sur, and what Abin Sur actually meant to the entire Lantern Corps. So
That the first movie should been the villain should have been atrocitus.
Yeah, yeah. That to yeah, yeah. Again, it could have been something, but I also think that they were kind of. I think they were trying to get to a point to where the original plan was to have different actors play the same part. And here's what I mean. They already had a Justice League movie that was to have gone into production and to be filming. This film, Green Lantern, was meant to be in the aftermath of having that movie come out. So you were already going to have somebody playing that part, I think. And then you would have gotten Ryan Reynolds to play in the individual film. So even to that point, their idea of having all of these properties is predicated on each one just being its own individual thing without thinking of it being in a cohesive universe together. So yeah. It could have been a really cool film. All of the scenes on Oa are fantastic. All of the scenes when he's not fantastic. All of the scenes not on Oa, not so much. It literally is like two different films. Wow. I'll tell you this much. If Warner Brothers had decided to hire Uwe Boll in the aftermath of all the shenanigans that a lot of the Marvel executives showed everybody, yeah, that would not have also been a bad thing at all. There are just some filmmakers that just need that giant cosmic, just yeah. Anyway, let's move to come on. There we go. Finally. Why does that keep popping up? Okay. So the thing that really jumped out from hold on. Wait. Wrong set of notes. Hold on. Okay. We are concluded with our Superman talk. Let me just say July cannot get here quick enough. I don't know if anyone has heard about the showing that they had on the Warner lot. Okay. But based on what happened, the film was not done because they still had to add in a lot of visual effects. I think a lot of the title sequences weren't done yet. But the people that went and saw it really, really enjoyed it. Anyway, I like it. I like what I've seen. I like the cast. I like James Gunn. I like Peter Safran, even though, I heard that a lot of the cameos, a lot of the characters that you've seen in the trailers and stuff, they're not really in it as much as one would think. Okay. I hear that Metamorpho looks cool. I hear people are going to fall in love with Crypto. They are going to sell a lot of crypto merchandise, in my opinion, with this movie. Nicholas Holt is playing his Lex Luthor truly is evil. He's playing it like that. No more of this, I'm a good guy, but you got to understand my story. That way you can gain some sympathy. No, Lex Luthor is evil. So, yeah. So, again, I just think that I just don't bet against James Gunn. That's all that keeps being repeated in my head is do not bet against James Gunn. I think it's gonna be fantastic. And there was one person that was a part of that showing that basically yelled out after the movie was done that the Fantastic Four were effed.
Yeah, but I think I don't know.
Well,
They only show 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Anything.
No. I'm talking about the full showing that they had on the Warner Brothers lot.
Oh.
They've actually had an audience watch the movie. But as I said before, it was not completed. They hadn't completed all of the visual effects. A lot of the music cues weren't there. A lot of the title cards and stuff like that weren't really a part of it. And even with it in that condition, the movie was still very, very well done. So
good one, Repopcorn Geek. Real Popcorn Geek says, I'm sure there was gunners from the jail.
But here's my concern with Fantastic Four. And so far, I haven't seen anything to really get me not to see this, which is I'm afraid that they went with a more modern take on the Fantastic Four. That they have written Reed Richards in the way that
Richard is too old.
Well, they wrote him in a way where he was more or less like the way Hank Pym is in the comics.
Say what?
Okay.
They make Reed Richards emotionally unstable.
He's someone that's a little distant from the people that he cares about, especially Sue.
What?
He can be a little condescending. He can be a little. Basically, they gave hints that he's kind of like not a nice guy. You know the reason why they did that?
Why?
Because they want to make it so that Sue can't be blamed for having a relationship with Prince Namor.
Oh. You're joking, right?
Does it?
Yeah, like you're joking.
Well, first of all, in the comics, that's part of what Namor did. You know that okay. You want to know what really burns me as an X-Men fan? That's where they got the idea for the whole Wolverine going after Jean thing. They took that from how the Submariner went after Susan Storm.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of that. I think it diminishes the character of Wolverine.
Yeah, I know. Me too. And it looks like they're going to try to go down that road. That Sue is not only just the heart of the team, she technically is its leader. She is the nicest person in the group. She is, all powerful, blah, 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 blah. That's the
Well,
way they're going to go with Fantastic Four, is what I'm hearing.
at least it will be consistent with me in the fact that I have never liked one Fantastic Four movie ever.
Yeah.
There has been all of them have been a disappointment after disappointment to me. And I grew up with seeing the Fantastic Four animated on TV, and I'm a fan of Fantastic Four, not this
Understandable.
cheap imitation that had been presented on the big screen.
Well, I wasn't meaning to get into the whole Fantastic Four thing, but I'm just saying that with everything that has gone on, if they went ahead and did this to the Fantastic Four, I think that goes to what I have been saying for quite a while now, that Kevin Feige is not your friend. And I think that's the real reason why Pedro Pascal has that role.
Oh, wait. It's a Naked Gun new movie? There is a Naked Gun? Oh.
Yep.
Is Leslie? No. Oh my God. Now I'm hype and scared at the same time. I have to see the trailer. In fact.
Okay. Yeah, Tom. I agree. You got to remember who you're dealing with currently with the MCU. Okay, this is the tail wagging the dog. The reason why Marvel has fallen so far so fast is that because Marvel Studios is running everything. Everything is being put through the Marvel Studios filter. Unlike phases 1 through 3, which was everything being put through the Marvel Comics filter. With a side order of Ultimates. That's the difference.
Oh my God. Liam Neeson is Frank Drebin.
Yep.
Oh my God. I need to see that now.
Anyway.
Liam has that same quality that Leslie had, that he can be doing the most ridiculous thing with the most straight face ever.
After the
If you
Lego
don't believe
movie,
it,
I
you
can
have to
believe
see
anything.
the end of Ted 2.
Yeah. For me, after the Lego movie, I'll believe him in anything. Let's see. What did I think about the Strange New World Season 3 trailer? It's a waste of space. I actually sat down to watch it. And I will say that the trailer had a beginning, the trailer had a middle, and thank God for the end.
What? They're going to mock the TOS? Oh my God. No. Not even they are.
No, they can
No,
do it
I don't think.
because, again, you got to remember what Akiva Goldsman and his people have put forth. You do realize that the version of the Enterprise they have on Strange New Worlds is actually bigger than the real Enterprise.
And uglier.
So already, that helps to explain why Pike's quarters aren't really quarters. It's more of an apartment. You know, look, I don't think it's any secret that I believe that Kurtzman Trek has completely and utterly run its course. And but on top of that, you know, David Ellison just doesn't want to deal with it. He doesn't want to deal with Kurtzman anymore. And with Akiva Goldsman already setting up his own deal, it looks like he's anticipating not having Star Trek to work on. He's wanted to, yeah, well, he's Akiva Goldsman has his own exit strategy already. And so a lot of you out there who are Strange New Worlds fans need to understand that Akiva Goldsman has already started work on his exit strategy. Right now, they are doing work on the show to help take out a lot of the things for this upcoming season. A lot of the stuff that could tick off the new owners, they're either softening or they're just getting rid of it and they're refilming minor things to replace it with so that you don't have anyway, I think Akiva Goldsman just should go do something else for a while. But this whole Irwin Allen thing, that's, to me, just, it's sad to hear it. I feel bad for fans of Irwin Allen who are going to now have to suffer the same way Star Trek fans have been suffering, with the added insult of creating a brand new universe using Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Time Tunnel, and Land of the Giants as the three properties that all have this. Yeah. So, anyway,
Kathleen Kennedy did some damage to my emotional being with Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and let's not forget freaking Willow, which was so bad that it had to be erased from history. But Akiva, Kurtzman, he has outdone Kathleen by one because we have a Star Trek, but then the three Irwin Allen properties are 4 against 3. He has done more damage than Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, well, Amy Pascal was the same way. She was Kathleen Kennedy before Kathleen Kennedy. Part of the reason why she's not working at Sony right now. But
famous girl, we're living the dark ages of entertainment.
Yeah, Venkman, you're right. That's because the old Trek writers aren't hired. Plus, hey, you have to understand, whenever people have reported on this in the past, they keep leaving out certain things to help you understand things. Paramount had nothing to do with this. CBS did it because CBS was given Star Trek's rights for free. So CBS, who have been reinventing a lot of the IPs that they own, of which their boy, Alex Kurtzman, has been a part of a lot of these different newer versions of IPs that they own. You know, Hawaii Five-0, Magnum PI. He's their boy. Star Trek was just another thing that he did. There's absolutely no financial incentive on the part of CBS, the way they looked at it, to have brought in someone who was a big fan of all of that, really, all of Star Trek. It just made no sense to bring anybody in. It was easier to go get Alex Kurtzman and his people. Kurtzman started Secret Hideout just to do what he's doing now, and brought in Akiva Goldsman. And now Akiva's going to try to get his. He's got his own production company, and he's working on the Irwin Allen shows. JJ's Wrecking Crew. Yeah. When you look at...
So make it well played.
I will say this. Everybody who has either worked directly with JJ and was a part of his company originally, all of those people have the things that they have been involved with since then are almost all projects that have been remakes or reboots of certain IP that already exist. And at the top of the list is Kurtzman. And CBS, to get back to Star Trek, CBS had no real incentives to keep Star Trek the way that Paramount had always done that. You got to remember, Paramount has owned Star Trek since 1967, since the second season of the Star Trek series. Desilu only got really, when the show was on the air, they only got a season. So the final season to 2 seasons of the show were all under Paramount's umbrella and have been since 1967. So from 1967 to 2005 or 2006, yeah. Anyway, that's how it works out for CBS. That's really what happened to Star Trek. Paramount had been trying for a long time to get the rights back to Star Trek. And they were eager, almost from the moment that Discovery premiered, they were eager to try to get Alex Kurtzman out of the way and get back to doing Star Trek the way that a lot of fans worldwide wanted them to do that. But because of the way that Sumner Redstone treated the whole situation and in giving the Star Trek rights to CBS, that left CBS in charge of everything, which is the reason why CBS could put Alex Kurtzman in charge of all of Star Trek. Anyway, there you go. Okay, that's it. I'm this now that's even canceled out on me. What is going on? This is insane.
What, the screen again?
It's my screen again.
Oh, you will have to go back to the days of pen and paper, my friend.
Yeah. Anyway,
Those
there's
those never
there's
have.
a
Sorry.
there's a project that I need to highlight because Robert Meyer Burnett was losing his mind talking about this. Project Hail Mary. Okay, that's the name of the upcoming film. You need to check this out. I don't know if the trailer's officially up yet. And then another trailer for Mercy. That's also another good one. And also, I forgot to talk about, let's see, Dave Franco has a new movie with his wife in real life, Allison Brie, called Together. It's a body horror movie. It's about a couple who literally begin to merge physically. And they have to try to stop it. And there are various things they try to do to stop this from happening, including trying to cut themselves out of each other. I know that sounds really off, but if the trailer is out there, I'm going to warn you right now. If you are at work, you might want to play that trailer either on your break and or preferably after work, like when you're home. Formula One, F1 trailer with Brad Pitt. That one looks good. Let's see. Dave Franco also has the movie coming up called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. It's the third film in the Now You See Me franchise. And let's see. Let's jump back to where I was before. Yeah, this was the Amazon panel. I'm sorry, I'm being kind of confusing. John Bernthal and Ben Affleck are back in The Accountant 2. So let me just say, if you're one of those people that enjoyed the first one, get set because the boys are back for The Accountant 2.
Oh, yes, I saw the trailer and I'm hyped for that one. I freaking love the first one. I want this. I hope I don't get disappointed.
I hope so too. Now the big one though, and this is what really caused even Robert Meyer Burnett to lose it, was the behind the scenes clip they ended up having. Now remember, I don't think you'll be able to find this stuff, but if you were lucky enough to attend CinemaCon, what you got was a behind the scenes look at Masters of the Universe.
I'm still on the ropes. I saw some pictures. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
They give the guy who's playing Adam. They dress him with the colors that the Prince Adam's out of his outfit. I'm grateful that the Sword of Power looks like the Sword of Power. But man, I don't have any hopes beyond that. That thing that they are going again to do most of the movie on Earth. Why? We want to see Eternia. We want to see Battle Cat slapping Panther. We want to see. Ah,
Look. Again, this is just behind the scenes footage. It impressed Robert Meyer Burnett, so that means a lot. I'm more of a wait and see type guy because I didn't see any of this stuff, but I'm thinking the closer we get to the release of the film, the more we will actually see.
I haven't
So,
seen even a concept art for Battle Cat. That is a bad sign.
let's
I don't know.
see.
I don't know. Oh, another Running Man. The
Yeah. There's
a
another Running
readaptation,
Man.
but it's a readaptation of the book or the first film, which was. Don't get me wrong. It's Arnie and Maria Conchita, so I still I still have the movie, but it's nothing like the book, man. Again, the book is absolutely better by several orders of magnitude. Oh, they're adapting the book. Good.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, it's slated for this year. Glenn Powell
Yep.
is still too big to play Ben Richards. Ben Richards is tall but very skinny man.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Now, yeah, this is so far, all of this stuff is at the Amazon MGM panel. Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo plan a bold heist in Crime 101. They had a sneak peek of that. And then, okay, there's a Chris Pratt has 90 minutes to save himself from execution in the Mercy trailer. So it's Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson. Wow. Okay, I think that trailer is online.
Well, not on IMDb. They haven't still uploaded the trailer.
Okay.
Only thing that IMDb says is a sci-fi movie, and a detective is accused of a crime and is forced to prove his innocence.
Yeah.
A little more, please. Could you be more specific?
I don't
It's
have that
almost
much
like
more information myself, but I
it's
do have.
like this is a movie about a group of people who do things during the movie. Okay.
We call that vague. Let's see. Michael B. Jordan, who was in the process of leaving CinemaCon when this was reported, but I'm sorry. He wasn't leaving. I mean, he wasn't there because he was on the set of his new movie, The Thomas Crown Affair.
Again?
Yeah, this will be the second remake of
Jeez.
this classic film of the late 1960s, early 70s that originally starred Steve McQueen. And then in the original remake, Pierce Brosnan. Now, anyway, that was that's going to be interesting. Now, try this on for size. I had mentioned earlier the Hail Mary concept. That's going to be a movie starring Ryan Gosling from Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the two guys behind the Sony Spider-Man animated films.
Okay, that's a dystopian sci-fi. Description is an astronaut tries to save Earth while alone in outer space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, doesn't say much. Jesus Christ, try to say something, man.
Well, and let's see, doing a sequel to Megan. So
Yes,
Megan
Megan
2,
2.0.
and its spin-off called Soulmate. There's a Megan spin-off movie called Soulmate.
Really?
Yep.
I'm looking for it. Well, there's nothing yet on IMDb. And oh, don't tell me. It says instead of being a toy slash nanny bot, it's going to be a sex bot.
Wow.
That's my prediction. With that name, Soulmate. Oh my God, guys. Well, not don't call it a sex bot. Call it a girlfriend bot or a partner bot.
Cool. No, darn it. Oh,
Don't tell me it died.
no, I dropped my phone.
Oh,
Man. And here we go. And then we're getting a sequel. We're getting the Black Phone 2. Wow. And according to Blumhouse, it's scarier than the first one.
yes, Jane Caserta. That is what it's going to be. It's going to be a rehashing of Stepfor's Wife.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, I think the same. Do you have a protector on your phone, kid?
Yes.
It good. You know, I rarely let my phone fall. And of course, the last time it fell, thank God it had a protector of the tempered glass. Well, that thing broke. But my screen survived. which was the whole point of the thing. So protect your devices, people. You never know.
Yes. Okay, here we go. Finally caught back up. Let's see. Phoenician Scheme, starring Benicio del Toro and Michael Cera and Benedict Cumberbatch.
What's that one?
The Phoenician Scheme. That would be PHOENICIAN.
Definition scheme. Okay. Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, Bill Murray, Bryan Cranston, Hope Davis, Benedict Cumberbatch, Benicio del Toro, Richard Ayoade. Why, my God, why? I hate that guy. Ethan Hawke, Charlotte Gainsborough. Wow. Michael Cera, Riz Ahmed, Jeffrey Wright. Man,
It's got a good cast.
yes, I have. Except
And-
for Ayoade.
And finally, we have the Downton Abbey, the grand finale. So
Really?
all you Downton Abbey fans, one more movie.
Really, I assure you, in 5 years they will be making a new show, a new TV show. I mean, the fans of the fan base of that is considerable. I think that they may have taken an hiatus just to recharge the writers' batteries, because it doesn't make sense to end a show with such an audience.
Yeah. Let's see.
I am not in that audience, but I can appreciate that's a money making IP, man.
Also, let me get to this right here. Universal also had some sneak peeks back to back. Him, a movie called Him, H-I-M, and Nobody 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I like that prospect. Because I like how in the end of the first movie, the wife was on board with the whole thing. She was asking for, do you have a good basement in this house?
Ouch.
Uh-oh. Are you okay?
Butterfingers again. I would like to officially state that, for the record, I have an OtterBox protector for my phone, and I just want to thank OtterBox for years of good service and protecting my phone from my butterfingers. Okay, How to Train Your Dragon live action and Jurassic World, starring Scarlett Johansson, Jurassic World Rebirth. So there you go.
Oof. No thanks. James, can you be more specific? I don't know who GR is and what universe are you referring to?
GR. Was it Gene Roddenberry?
Oh, yes, he was kicked out very unceremoniously. Yes, it's confirmed. It's
Nope. I'm not having a lot of luck today. Chair. Oh man. Ugh. Phone. It's one of those days almost to the point where it's like maybe I should not have gotten out of bed.
Don't say that. Imagine it could have been your bed, but get broke
Hey,
instead of
dude.
the chair.
Look, James Crescenta, let me at least just say this. I think I've said this on this show. I've said it with Gary several times. One of the things that Star Trek fans need to understand is that if you truly go back and look at that entire writer's room for Star Trek, you'll realize some really, really important things. First and foremost, pretty much everybody they had writing for the show had experience writing for television, writing novels, and had a lot of experience with science fiction. So you weren't dealing with people like in Kurtzman Trek, you're not dealing with people who are used to writing comedies or are coming at this as fans of, say, Buffy the Vampire Slayer being the only thing that they have experience with, or people who have worked on shows that almost seem to be the exact opposite of everything that Star Trek is. You can't come at it like that. You just can't. If you're having to have special camps just to get everybody working on your show up to speed as to what they should know, to me, that is, and remember, CBS was fine with all of this, not Paramount. Paramount was actually against this. Paramount wanted to retain control of Star Trek because they've had it the longest. They've had it since 1967. So to have wrestled Star Trek out of Paramount's control and given it to CBS, to where CBS could turn around and let somebody with as little talent, obviously, as Alex Kurtzman, and as much of a grifter as, you know what? I'm going to back up off that statement. Let me just say, I don't think I would have allowed Alex Kurtzman or Akiva Goldsman anywhere near Star Trek if I were in charge. And Irwin Allen fans are about to learn a very harsh lesson now that Akiva Goldsman's going to be working on his new series to combine UFO and the Time Tunnel and Land of the Giants, which again, I'm not. Anyway. You know what? Sentai Ranger Donnie, if that works for you, more power to you. More power to you.
Oh my God. Why? Let there be. Voyage Under the Sea and Time Tunnel.
Well,
I I liked Land of the Giants, but not so much as the other two. Man, the time.
Yeah. Well, again, Akiva Goldsman is going to combine all of that and turn it into its own little universe. So all three shows will
The
be
time
connected.
traveling submarine in the Land of the Giant.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. It just hurts my brain that somebody was dumb enough to give Akiva Goldsman another franchise that he can.
Oh my God! No. Oh. Oh. I cannot wait to see the design of the sea view. Yeah.
It's killing me. I'm laughing to hide the pain. But I just, yeah, Peter Vickman, yeah, you're right. That won't end well. The people who were in charge of trying to keep everything going for Irwin Allen messed up. Basically, I mean, that's the only way to interpret that. I think July 2026 is going to be a very interesting time, and that's when Kurtzman's contract and the contract of his entire production company, that's when it's up.
Oh, they're renewing that contract for more money. I'm not sure you that.
Well, it's going to depend. Look. The reason why everything is in kind of a weird place right now is that now that Paramount and CBS and the two separate companies have now remerged. That's the reason why it's now called Paramount Global. So technically, Paramount really has control back of Star Trek. Unfortunately, because of everything that CBS had done and the fact that they were the ones that issued the contract to Alex Kurtzman, they have to abide by the contract that CBS put out there to Kurtzman. David Ellison, who is the head of Skydance, is the one who is not a fan of Alex Kurtzman. And he's got money. A lot of it.
I like this interaction. Why ruin one series when you can ruin three of them all at the same time? Yeah. And Peter Bernard says, "Go, Sinatsky."
Here's the other thing. With the amount of money that CBS put forward and allowed Kurtzman to spend, remember, this is not Paramount doing this. They never greenlit any of this stuff at all for Kurtzman. They have spent more money on Discovery as a show, on Strange New Worlds, and everything else. They've spent more money on all that stuff than they ever have for any Star Trek television series that Paramount ever put together. And Paramount had been trying to find a way to get around this deal so they could at least start providing real Star Trek to fans. And CBS kept finding new ways of saying no. Look, had it not been for the reintegration of that company, if CBS had been allowed to continue going through everything, yeah, well, then I don't think Alex Kurtzman and his people would be sweating it so much because they know that they could get CBS to go ahead and continue to renew them pretty much at infinitum. Okay? They were going to let him do whatever he wanted.
Keith,
Yeah.
My electricity is flickering, so I may get kicked out. If that happens, you have to keep up the show until I can get back.
Yeah. I'll keep it going.
And end the stream. Okay. Just so you know.
I will say this though. Paramount is definitely upset that Alex Kurtzman and his people have ruined the merchandising portion of Star Trek. There is no doubt about the fact that merchandising for Star Trek has been completely and utterly destroyed since 2017.
Look at the bright side. You can save to buy the Exo 6.
I wish. Well, that's the other thing. You can't find a lot of Kurtzman Trek related stuff out there. You can still find Star Trek stuff in a lot of stores and places, but it's all really just classic stuff mainly.
Yep.
I know that there are a lot of you out there who are fans of the season 3 of Picard and Star Trek Legacy.
Only season 3 of Picard.
Say what?
I'm only a fan of the season 3 of Picard.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Well, Star Trek Legacy would have been a nice way to go. But based on things that have been reported,
Bye,
Penny, you take care of yourself. Grandbabies, nothing like them.
Yeah.
But
Still waiting for mine.
Trust me, it's a life changer, man. It's a total life changer. But I will say this. The success of Picard season 3 has been great, but it's also revealed Kurtzman's ego. He has a big ego, a big one. Ratings wise, the most successful season of TV in all of Kurtzman Trek is Picard season 3. Period. So one would think that a spin-off television series that allows people to experience more of what they like about season 3 of Picard, that was a no-brainer. Except if your name is Alex Kurtzman. Kurtzman found a way of delaying anything having to do with season 3 of Picard until he gets Section 31 done. And it is that delay that caused Terry Matalas to get picked up by Lucasfilm. He's gone to work for Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes, sadly,
And
it's true.
well, now Shinatsky again, I agree, except that Kurtzman will tell you that he was not a big fan of Picard season 3. It's pretty basic what goes on when you're dealing with narcissists. Okay.
Egomaniac narcissist.
Yeah. Anything that he didn't create, anything that gives Star Trek fans pre-Kurtzman, anything that gives those fans what they want is stuff that he's against because he doesn't make any money off of that. Consequently, Paramount and CBS were trying to make a deal to somehow figure out a way of giving fans Star Trek Legacy, because pretty much that is what a lot of fans of season 3 of Picard wanted. Because they waited around too long, if there is to be a Star Trek Legacy, now this is the part that a lot of you out there may not like. If there is to be a Star Trek Legacy television show, Alex Kurtzman will be the one that will showrun it. Because Terry Matalas is gone. He's unavailable. That just leaves all the stuff that David Ellison and his people have put forth. Now, I will say this. David Ellison and his company Skydance, they had not seen, since they are not quote unquote officially in charge of Paramount yet, because the merger has not been approved. What I heard was they were very surprised with how bad Section 31 it was. And if by surprise one could use another word like extremely pissed to the highest order, that's exactly what they were. They can't wait. Realistically, David Ellison and his people cannot wait to be rid of Alex Kurtzman. So all of you Star Trek fans out there who want Star Trek Legacy need to understand something. You got two choices. Two. We can continue the horror show with Alex Kurtzman and basically Skydance let Alex Kurtzman know that if they renew his contract, it doesn't matter what he comes up with. But within everything he's doing, there better be a Star Trek Legacy in there. They've let him know that. That's what they let him know. You come back to us, you better have Star Trek Legacy. Or else the deal is off. Or they can go ahead right now, buy him out. And then on top of that, pay him even more money for Star Trek Legacy. Because of the way his contract is written, anything that he and his company created in the aftermath of 2017, the stuff they've added to Star Trek, anything that they created, Kurtzman and his company gets money for. Meaning that for those of you out there who are so into Star Trek Legacy, if you want that to continue, Paramount's going to have to cut a check, a big check. Or they can just go get Jerry Ryan and do a Star Trek Legacy show, minus either the actors and or bring back the actors, but they are playing completely different characters outside of Jerry Ryan.
Wait, give me a second here, kid. James, Picard was a Borg once. Not only a Borg, he was Locutus.
Yes, he was Locutus, of course.
So it's not an unseen thing. It's not an unheard thing. That has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with that too. They should have let the Titan be the Titan.
Well, they could still do that. If they get rid of Kurtzman, decide to just let him go, and fans are still really into doing something along the lines of the Star Trek Legacy, they could do that. They could truly do that and have the ship be the Titan.
Oh my God, James is punching hard this one. Picard was always Locutus. A dead robot. God damn.
The thing that you have to also understand is, you can't use any of the storyline connected to Picard season 3. If you let Kurtzman and his people go, you can't use.
Oh, bye, Cam.
Bye, Cam. Have a good one. So you'd be able to have the entire Next Generation crew, yes. But in going back to what we had before, then you can't have the Rikers have 2 kids. You can't have Picard living on his family vineyard the way that he was. But you can't do anything that echoes something that Kurtzman and his people already did. But you also can't use anything that was original onto what they were doing with that property. Anything that existed prior to Kurtzman and his people coming into it, you can do whatever you want with, because it's part of the Star Trek original IP. Meaning, yeah, you can have Picard, you can have the entire Next Generation crew. Chateau Picard is still there because it existed before Kurtzman. 7 of 9, anything Voyager related, the Titan as a ship. In fact, you won't even have to use that model. They even redid the look of the Titan, because the way the Titan looks in Picard season 3, they had redone the look of the Titan.
I know, but
So,
I like that one.
You can't use it. Can't use it. It's all, all of that. You cannot use any of it.
It's a pity.
So you can have a 7 of 9 television show where she's the captain of the Titan. And that'd be the only thing you could move forward with.
Dude, you read this one, kid.
I look forward to Thursday because of you guys.
Speechless.
Thanks, guys. Wow, Cam. That is Look. I'm gonna tell you, Cam. That I'm honored that you would say that. I'm truly honored. I yeah, I'm able to do this because I've got Martin with me. That's really what it comes down to. James asked, Martin, you want legacy?
No. Well, it depends. As Kid said, I don't want any more Trek under Kurtzman. Change the guy, put someone in charge that knows what he's doing, and I'm all yours. But until that happens, no thanks.
I would personally say this: if we could have a legacy like TV show and just do it with all the pieces parts that existed before, I'd be down with that. But that would also mean getting rid of Picard and Beverly's kid, getting rid of LaForge's kids, getting rid of the Rikers kids, getting rid of the storyline involving the Borg, how they did all that. You can't use any of that. You can't use anything that you saw in any project that Kurtzman and his people came up with.
To be honest, I don't care. Erase everything, elevate it to category of legend, do whatever it takes. I don't need to see more. The next generation said all that it has to say. I don't need to see a rehash of this Space Nine. I don't want to go to the past. Take us into the future, baby.
That's right.
That's what I want.
And that's what Ronald D. Moore was saying when he was interviewed on Katie Sackhoff's podcast. For those of you out there who have yet to get to experience her podcast, go watch it as soon as you're done with our show right today. Just listen to it, because Ronald D. Moore, he said some stuff that got me kind of excited as a Star Trek fan. And he still thinks about it. He still comes up with ideas. He still thinks of things. And that's, to me, if it were not for the fact that he has to go off and do this God of War show, movie, whatever thing that he's got, it would be a no-brainer for Skydance to go ahead and just hire him. To just go ahead, fire Kurtzman right now, and pick up Ronald D. Moore. And let him live the dream. As of right now, since 2017, CBS has gone out of their way to not hire and to sabotage 2 Star Trek fans who had the ability to run and bring to life Star Trek in a way that, as fans, long time fans, that would have done something to really excite the fan base. Robert Orsi, who just passed away a few weeks back, was denied the ability to make the 3rd JJ Trek film, and was criticized for making his script too Star Trek-y.
Damn, that sounds.
And then, yeah, I know it sounds like bullshit to me. The other, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse like that, but I mean, But also you have Brian Fuller, who's the other Star Trek fan. And what makes the situation with Brian Fuller bad was the fact that he actually worked on Star Trek shows and was a really good showrunner and writer. And his original pitch and idea for Star Trek Discovery, as I've said before, I've told many of you to go out and just Google this stuff and read it. It'll make you weep, because what Brian Fuller's version of Star Trek Discovery is about as different. It's about as big of a difference as Battle Beyond the Stars is from Star Wars. I mean, that's basically it. You look at the movie Star Wars, 1977, and you commission somebody to, I want you to remake that, and they give you Battle Beyond the Stars. That's the difference. What Brian Fuller came up with was freaking amazing. And it would have been great to see this on our TV screens. The characters, everything. It was going to be fantastic. And Kurtzman and his people ruined it. Ruined it thoroughly. So, oh no. Wesley.
Yes, Wesley is a traveler now. For some years now, for some decades.
No.
What?
Wesley was in Star Trek. He was in Star Trek. He was in the third Star Trek movie. He's actually there at the wedding of Deanna.
Yeah.
And Will.
That doesn't invalidate the fact that he's a traveler. He just uses his abilities to visit his friends from time to time.
Yeah, but
he's a traveler.
According to the original script and the novelization, he had come back some time ago, rejoined Starfleet, and I think was the...
Why would he do that? He can go wherever he wants instantly.
I'm just telling you what they had put. According to what they put out about Wesley, he had come back and he was on a starship. He was serving on a starship. And I think he was getting close to becoming second in command of a ship. Yeah, Nemesis. That's it. Yeah. They actually had a scene.
A deleted scene.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Nemesis, though. That wasn't Nemesis that they had it. Was it? Man, it's been a while since I've seen the later movie.
Yes, Nemesis, yes.
Yeah, it was Nemesis. Okay. Anyway,
I get that Nemesis is not as good as of a movie, I know, but I don't get the hate that it gets. I think it's disproportionate.
Okay, James. Fuller's idea was an anthology, of which Star Trek Discovery was one of the episodes of the anthology. But CBS liked it so much, they plucked it out of... The idea for the anthology was to use it as a way to come up with original ideas that, based on the fan reaction to these episodes, would then give them material to be able to expand into different shows. That's what Brian Fuller was doing. You know, I think his whole original thing was called The World of Star Trek, and it was a way of examining the entire Star Trek universe in a way that would allow you to see everything. And he was basing it on the American Horror Story formula. And that was the part that had me excited. Because within Star Trek, then you have a near infinite number of stories to tell. Especially if you used the American Horror Story
Format.
template.
Oh.
So you have a show. Instead of doing it by episode, you do it by season. So you could do an entire season and have, like, say, one whole season be about the Klingons. You do anything you want, but you do an entire season just about the Klingons. Or you could do an entire season about the you could do an entire season on what was the name of that planet? The one that had the Mugatu on it. You could do an entire season where you're on that planet and you find out what happened to all these people. You don't have to make it as a direct sequel to the episode, but you would have that planet. And since it's you're talking Next Generation was 89 years plus another 20 years on top of that. So you're talking, 100 years after that episode. So now you get to evolve it a little bit. Or you can go on to that entire planet filled with androids. The ones that kept making copies that Mudd was last seen in. Where the Enterprise crew trapped Harry Mudd on that planet and gave him multiple copies of his wife to keep him out of trouble.
Hardcore Fenton Mudd?
Yep. There's many different ways. And season-long arcs. But again, you don't have to make a season be like 20 plus episodes. You can have an entire season just be like 8 or 9.
No. Let's go back to 20 episodes.
20 episodes?
Yes, I'm sick and tired of this bullshit of 6 episodes. This is a season. No, this is not a season. This is a sneak peek. What are you talking about?
And that's the whole thing about Kurtzman Trek in the end. Yeah, it's been like 5 seasons of Kurtzman Trek, 5 seasons of Discovery. But when you actually look at it, there's not that many episodes of Discovery. There are 79 episodes of Star Trek. Okay? There are more episodes of Star Trek than there are of Star Trek Discovery.
And Yoda would say, "I'm not sure enough it was."
Yeah. And because of the way they do things.
I could go with a show like that.
But it's not just a ship and crew. It's everything. It's everything. You could do an entire season about what happened in the aftermath of the Enterprise crew leaving Zephyr Cochrane, and do it all about how the 3 Vulcans who landed there, what happened in the aftermath directly after the Enterprise crew had left. You could do an entire season of what happened, what happened, what's currently going on Bajor. Do an entire season there. Do an entire season, Utopia Planitia Yards. And do it all about, the engineers that are creating the next generation of starships. There's infinite number of ways you can do this. And that was Brian Fuller's original pitch. So you do 4 or 5 seasons of this, you will have already done more for Star Trek and expanding the story out than anyone else has up to this point. So, oh my goodness.
What?
Just looking at the time here.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
but you're on a roll, man. I'm not gonna stop you.
Personally, I'd like to keep going, but I also have other commitments.
Oh,
Life commitments. So I want to thank everybody for enjoying our episode today. It would be fantastic to Astonis. Let me just say this before I end the show. It would be great trying to figure out a way of building some cohesion between the original episode where Zephyr Cochrane is introduced on the original series and trying to figure out a way of bringing an understanding between the two divergent versions, like you saw in First Contact. There's a lot more to Zephyr Cochrane's story, and you could do an entire season on that. But you're never going to get any of that as long as Kurtzman and his people continue to do what they do. So, anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for enjoying today's show, having fun. I'd like to thank Astan's. I can't pronounce the name. Astan's, James Caserta, the Peter Venkman fan site, Bayona Rad, Latino Slot, DJ Play Nice, Cam's Crash Courses, Christopher Carroll, Kingsport Cal, Sentai Ranger Donnie, the Bat Shell, the Lovely Penny, Real Popcorn Geek, Sci-Fi Mombi, Tom Baker, Andy Morrow, Shanatsky, and the incredible, the always lovely and amazing Anima Confusa. And a big thank you to my buddy Martin.
thank you.
Without whom none of this is possible. And to you out there who will just watch and sometimes even send stuff later, long after we've already done the show. I want to thank each and every one of you out there. And just remember, this truly is an honor and a privilege to do this for you every week. So if you've really, really, really enjoyed yourself, please like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends about Martin and I and Morning Coffee with Keith. See you next time.
See you, everybody.
Thank you.